Maybe not drop the camera. I don't know where exactly that
I was wondering
on that camera, but
well, we'll tumble it. Electrical tape over the number. So it doesn't get beat to death.
you can see that's kind of how they look. They're going to be kind of matted. This is before the second bath, and that one really, you can tell right there, that center one. So,
Well, they're first side out now.
just let them go for 30 minutes skin side, and then 15 minutes skin side, 15 minutes first side. And kind of see, this is what they look like before we put them through the leaf blower or air gun type thing. And usually that's good. They could be a little bit drier, but I think that they'll go just fine. We've yet to get to the crucial part, so I think these look just fine. So
This is last year's cat we had froze.
got a little tear.
Tried to take it off a solid board and Dad messed up.
Won't be doing that again. It's okay.
Yeah, no more solid boards for us.
It's okay, but I mean, you can see how fluffy the fur's getting, especially on, you know, just letting it go through that borax bath and corn cob. Maybe show the media, I don't know.
Yeah, just corn cob and borax. I don't think it really matters what kind of corn cob. I think honestly more borax, and maybe add a few golf balls in there one day, but we haven't used golf balls yet. But
I just think
this is our new fur dryer.
basically what you're going to do is you're going to have the fur on board. Going to come up here, nose down for cats. Tails have to be down for coyotes and fox. It's going to line up, go right between one of these.
Why do we want to do nose down for cats?
Nose down for cats, the idea is that the fur will go against the grain, so basically the fur is going to be with gravity. It's going to go with the grain. But if you put it against the grain, against gravity.
Also with the front legs, correct?
Yeah, and the front legs are also going to do that. If you had these front legs up and the nose was up, these would slowly want to fall down, and you're going to get loppy front legs. If you go nose down, the front legs are going to harden in that position because the tail's already been like that, and the arms are going to be like that. You're going to just overall have harder and further down front legs, which is what you want. Show as much of that white as possible. So
Anyway, our beavers will go in this area. Basically, there's our doors there, but we'll just have them screwed on. And you see the view up there of the 3 box fans. We could add a 4th. Right now, that's just going to be my exit. We'll see how this works. The idea is air comes down, fluffs up those. Air goes.
do a system over here.
Air goes back out that.
Most important part is the fans because it fluffs up.
Got to have fans on it.
Fluffs
That's where
up
we
the
used
fur.
to hang them in the past. And it just would get those 2 front cats that would be hanging from there. Anyway, kind of a mess in here, but we'll pick up here in a little bit. Right now we're going to leaf blow and air.
Okay. Basically what we're going to show here is, you know, if you have a torn up cat from shooting it, or dogs get to it, or mountain lions get to it, or whatever, how you would sew it up. In this case, for a cat. We put it on a solid board and tore it halfway up the spine for about 12 inches. So this is an extreme circumstance, but
about a 10-inch.
so
basically you want your fur now I'm not the greatest stitcher, so I'm used to normally using thread that I have to thread through the needle, not the needle that's hooked to the thread.
just gonna make a quick knot right there, you can see. Then see, he's just kind of tightening it right there. And what you do is you take the actual needle. We use what's that tool called? Grabber tool.
I think they're called hemostats.
Hemostats. Just gotta move that out of the way. Why are you putting it over itself?
To kind of make a knot. Otherwise it'll just sit there and pull out. Put this, 1 second.
I'm gonna just go over a couple of things that we use for when we put up our cats. We've got a comb, a brush, hammer. Now I use nails, and I'll show you why in a little bit. Basically, other people use push pins, and they always broke on us, and they always fell out. So we'd have cats that have just the pin part and not the actual push part on the push pin. Basically, that would kind of make it so it just had spiky spots that we didn't like, and so we did away with that and just did nails. And it doesn't seem to hurt the stretchers at all. I mean, you can see it looks pretty good. So I'll stop this and then I'll redo it when I have you set up. Okay, that's recording. We got all our stuff right here, so I'm gonna just put, let's see, this is the cat that we want to put on here, right? Yeah, this is the medium cat. Now generally for these cats, don't know if I want it that tall. Generally for these cats, if you have them between, what do you think, 34 or above, put them on a small cat otosleping board.
36.
36 or above.
36 is shorter.
Yeah, you're going to want to put them on a small cat, on a very small fox stretcher is what we have. And that's just the NAFA specification for foxes, and they seem to work just fine for small bobcats. But when they're bigger than 36, usually you're going to want to put them on the small bobcat board. And we've had them fit on the fox boards, but they start to get a little not wide enough at the bottom. So basically, we just kind of started to put them on the small cat board. What you're going to do is just very straightforward. So I can see me rather than just kind of take you over here just a little bit. Okay, there we go. See if I can show this as much as possible. Basically just what I'm doing now is just getting as much length out of this area as possible because it wants the bush up right here. You can see how those would just be entirely too tall. So what you're doing is you're just basically pulling the fur from up here down further. What you do there is you just get more length out of it. So you can just see I'm getting about ½ inch. Now just barely any. So that's good. And you can kind of see it on the other side. One of the most important things with Bobcat is not getting it crooked. So what we use generally is just a very simple lathe. What you do is you just line it up from the nose to the center line on that board. What you want to do is, on a lot of these cats, they'll have lines down the back, so you can even see with this one, just that line that goes basically right down the center of the Bobcat. And you just want half the Bobcat on one side and half the Bobcat on the other. Just, I mean, if it looked like that when you put it up, then the belly's really going to be messed up. It'll make sense more on the belly side when we actually get finished, but this is just kind of temporarily putting them on. That looks good. And just kind of give it a rough eyeball as far as that looks.